What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the G-Red Show. I'm G-Red. Today, we got to break down a couple different things regarding Barcelona. First and foremost, we're going to touch on the match and review the Getafe versus Barcelona match. We're also going to break down what Barcelona just did to replace Marc-André ter Stegen as keeper this season. And then there's two more things we're going to break down for you guys: the injury updates within the squad in Barcelona and when we can expect some of these players to return. And then last but not least, Real Madrid and the title race between them and Barcelona in La Liga. And then what just happened with one of Real Madrid's superstar players. We're going to break that down too. So don't forget to stay till the end to make sure you guys get all this information. If you guys enjoy this content or if you guys want to support the channel anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Now let's jump in and break down this Barcelona versus Getafe match. Now, I'll be completely honest, I really wasn't impressed by Barcelona in this match. This was probably the worst match they've played all season. Obviously, excluding the Monaco match, they had 10 men. We can't even really count that. It really wasn't up to par as their other matches, but what I will say is, we have to look at it from this standpoint. They had a midfield trio of Eric Garcia, Casado, and Pablo Torre. It really isn't something that they're comfortable with and that they've been doing consistently, and they were still able to control and dominate possession the entire match. And the only chance that they really had came at the end of the match in like the 92nd minute when they played that dangerous cross in. And to be completely honest, and it was very lucky that they didn't even get a shot on target. That was really surprising. And then in the first half, there was a cross that they headed and Peña went right to him and he made a save. But besides those two instances, Barcelona is kind of poor as it was all around. It was pretty good defensively, and actually the high line was extremely effective this match, as honestly I think Getafe was offsides at least 5 or 6 times. Now it still makes me nervous at times. For example, if Barca plays Real Madrid or Bayern, who obviously, let's be honest, they're a lot more tactically sound and quicker and faster and more intelligent when it comes to play style, so they might find other ways to try and counter that. But from a tactic standpoint for Barcelona, it worked really well. We do have to put some credit on Getafe because the way that they played defensively and tactically and how all of their players were kind of condensed in the box and really shut down Barcelona's attack. They really weren't able to break them down. We have to give them credit because, to be completely honest, Barcelona's goal that they scored was pretty lucky. Most keepers are punching that over the net or they're able to catch that. And Barcelona got a big break there. And ultimately it was a good positioning by Lewandowski, but it was a pretty lucky goal. But Barcelona really struggled to break down the defense, and they really didn't capitalize on the few opportunities they had. Rafinha made a great run. Koundé played a perfect cross in the second half, and unfortunately Rafinha headed it extremely wide. I think he missed one or two other opportunities, and then Eric Garcia just blew the one inside the 6. It came off like a free kick or a corner, and it was right to him, and he shoots it way over the net. I mean, Barcelona definitely could have had an extra goal or two, but it was, I will give credit to Getafe because defensively they played pretty well. It kind of reminded me almost of when Man City played Real Madrid last season in the Champions League, or Arsenal last weekend, or even last season, where they're so structured tactically and defensively where it's so hard for these teams to break them down. And as good as Barcelona looks this season, as good as Manchester City is and was, even they struggled to create any ounce of opening to even get a shot off. So that's I picked up some similarities from the way that Getafe was playing defensively. And I think Barcelona is going to have to go back to the drawing board after this match and see how they can kind of counter this once they play teams like this that want to play that defensively against them, because Barcelona did struggle to break them down. But I do think once Barcelona has Dani Olmo and they have Frenkie de Jong, Gavi, and of course Pedri, I think it's going to be a lot easier to break down those defenses that try and be so condensed and tactically just sit back, because they're so good and gifted that they're going to play those through balls, they're going to play those 1-2s, and they're going to naturally be able to, I think, break down those walls and defenses. So I will say it's hard to really fully criticize because there were so many missing pieces from Barcelona this match. So as a whole, we're happy with the result. 7 wins in 7 matches, 21 points in La Liga. We can't ask for anything else. I will say I think Balde and Koundé consistently were probably the best players. They both provided so much on the attack. And Koundé himself, he's really turning into a fullback, and so much in the match, he's hugging the sideline, and he's always playing near midfield and making those runs and supporting Lamine Yamal. And as we could see in the Euro, when Lamine Yamal had that support from Dani Carvajal, they were so much more effective, and so is he. I think the more that the year goes on, Koundé and Lamine Yamal are going to be even more effective because they're going to be so much more comfortable the more that Koundé plays like this. And then Balde just creates so much opportunity on the attack. He's a fantastic dribbler. He's so quick. He made a couple good defensive plays too. So those two in particular, I think, were the best and stood out the most to me. Lamine Yamal was pretty shadowed in the first half. Getafe did a really good job of making sure that they had a couple players shadowing him for a lot of the match, so he wasn't able to do his signature kind of feint move to the right and then cut inside with his left. But the longer the match went on, Lamine Yamal started making a bigger impact. He had that great chance where he shot, and it was a great save by the keeper. He had that really good run towards the end of the match. He created some good opportunities himself. Barcelona does have to capitalize on these few opportunities, and as much as I love Rafinha and how much he gives it his all and hustles, he really does have to make sure he can finish some of these chances, because he has shown this season, let alone he's failed to at least get several big chances on target at least 2 or 3 times this season. So they have to make sure they can at least get these on target to create more chances for the club. So I'm interested to hear what you guys thought about this match. Again, it wasn't pretty, but a win is a win, so I'm happy with it nonetheless. Now, the few other quick updates. It looks like Barcelona signed Szczęsny to replace Ter Stegen. He's going to sign a contract that ends until June of 2025. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to be starting right away, if he's going to split time with Peña. He's been a world-class keeper for years, and this is huge. If he can get, probably he's going to have to get back into training because he was retired, but I think this is a huge signing, and this could be one of the biggest and most positive things Barcelona does this year, because when you play these better teams, sometimes a solid keeper can make or break your entire season. So I'm really excited with the signing, and I'm interested to see if he's going to start playing anytime soon, or if they're going to roll with Peña as their first keeper. Now, the last 2 quick updates, injuries. It looks like Frankie de Jong could return as soon as next week. Gavi probably 1 to 2 weeks. Christensen and Araujo looks like it's going to be closer to January, and Dani Olmo should be ready by Bayern Munich and El Clasico 100%. So it really looks good for Barcelona, and I'm just so excited to see Frankie de Jong and Gavi in this flick system. Barcelona already looks great, and we're missing Christensen, Araujo, Gavi, Frankie, and now Dani Olmo. They're going to look so much better than they already do. I can't wait. Now, last but not least, regarding Real Madrid, obviously the title race is getting close. I think Madrid, as the weeks go on, as we're seeing, their attack is getting stronger and stronger. They are struggling at times, and they conceded 2 late goals in the match yesterday. And to be completely honest, they get a lot of assistance from the referee. If anyone watched that match and you saw Endrick kick that player right in the groin, if that's any other team, it's a straight red card. I don't know how that wasn't a red card. It's ridiculous. It's despicable. The way that they get away with stuff. It's sad. We'll just leave it at that. But it also looks like Mbappé in the match picked up an injury to his thigh, and he's going to be out for about 3 weeks, which is terrible news for him in Madrid. And obviously, it's good news for Barcelona. Now, you don't want anyone to get injured, except if it's Vinicius, honestly. I almost wish he would just get injured instead of Mbappé, because the guy is just the most obnoxious player of all time. I feel for Mbappé, and I think this is going to hinder Real Madrid, but at the same time, I'm interested to see how that plays out, because they basically have the same exact team as last year without Kroos. They could play exactly how they did last year without Mbappé. So I'm interested to see if they kind of run that like 4-4-2 formation and have Bellingham play that false 9. But this could get really interesting for the title race, because Real Madrid plays Atletico, I think, next weekend. And without Mbappé, this could be huge. So Real Madrid essentially could, let's hope they drop a couple points in the next 3 weeks, because obviously not having Mbappé is definitely going to hurt them. And hopefully Barcelona can keep this pace, and hopefully if Madrid drops points, Barcelona can capitalize on that. So let me know what you guys think about the match, the injury update, the signing of Szczęsny, and what you guys think about Madrid losing Mbappé. Do you think that's going to impact them? Do you think they're going to drop any points? Let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys made it this far, thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching. I appreciate all the support. If you guys want to support the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys back here next time on the G-Red Show.